Championship Sunday at Atlanta Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. NBC Sports is going to present you coverage of today's Bass Pro Shops 500. The weather here is overcast, but the sun is expected to pop out later today. There might be a potential for rain, but I don't see it affecting anything during the race. After a wild finish last Saturday evening at Brighton, we found out who the other three drivers get to join Jonathan Morrison today. Three of these drivers are established IHOP Cup Series veterans. Or all of them are veterans, actually. Only one of them is going to try to defend his crown. He starts 10th today. That is Caleb Hoffman in the 19 Aris Internet Toyota. Jonathan Morrison won the championship, won the Rookie of the Year back in Season 1 when it was only 18 races. He joins the Final Four again. He joined it back in Season 2, but his engine expired mid-race. Dylan Murway has always been the bridesmaid when it comes to these Game 7 Championship 4 situations, but he has never been the bride. He has never been the guy to hold the championship at the end of the day. This could change because he talked to Bill Weber this morning and said he's got a very fast car and the other three better watch out when they see him. And how about this guy, Nate Sherman? Previously, after Brighton Saturday evening, he spent most of the week with 7-time Monster Energy Cup champion Jimmy Johnson on how to handle a championship situation. And with some of the advice that Jimmy's given him, he's also got a pretty strong car, so it could be a battle between the 48, the 4, or the 19 today. Anyways, every year we start a season at Daytona International Speedway with these 34 men having one goal in mind. Be the man in one of the 4 drivers in Atlanta hoisting the championship trophy. Going across the country, seeing several close finishes, tight white-knuckle racing, tempers, and going across the chase, too, with seeing the field just be whittled down. These 4 men get to survive 18 laps this afternoon at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But before we go trackside to get the command, let's take a look at our starting lineup. And the pace vehicle for this race is brought to you by the Chevrolet Silverado. One of the most longest Chevrolet, the brand with a reputation for having one of the longest lasting trucks on the road, even to this day. There's a reason more drivers choose Chevy. Chevy will be there. In the front row, we have the DeWalt Power Tools Ford and the Lowe's Home Improvement Chevrolet. Starting today from row 2, we have the Denver Mattress Toyota and the McDonald's Mac Tonight Chevrolet. Beginning this afternoon from row number 3, we have the White Deuce Ford and the Target Chevrolet. Starting from row 4, we have 2 championship contenders in this one, the Jimmy John's Chevrolet and the Dow Chemicals Chevrolet. Starting this afternoon from row number 5, we have the FedEx Express Toyota and the Aris Internet Modems Toyota. Beginning today from row 6, we have the M&M 75th Anniversary Toyota and the Mobile One Chevrolet. Starting from row 7, we have the Motorcraft Ford and the Pennzoil Ford. Row 8 is going to bring us the Smithfield Ford and the Nationwide Insurance Chevrolet. Beginning today from row 8, we have the Great Clips Chevrolet and the Napa Chevrolet. However, due to an incident in Friday's opening practice session, Jacob Tube has to go to a backup car, so he's going to be dropping back to the rear of the field in a few moments just before we get the green flag. Beginning today from row number 9, we have the Menard Chevrolet and the Lilly Diabetes Ford. It was announced a few weeks ago at Bowman Gray Stadium that Lilly Diabetes is going to be the new sponsor for the 16 next year, with Ortho scaling back its sponsorship to only 11 races, whereas Ortho sponsored most of the season this year for the 16 team. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. Beginning today from row number 11, we have the Hassa Nation Chevrolet and the Nature's Bakery Chevrolet. Beginning from row 12, we have the 25 car and the Fastenal Ford. Starting this afternoon from row number 13, we have the Avocare Ford and the Caterpillar Chevrolet. Beginning today from row 14, we have the 9 car and the 29 car. Starting from row number 15 this afternoon, we have the 56 car and the 55 car. Beginning from row 16, we have the Hot Wheels Chevrolet and the Cheerios Chevrolet. And finally, starting today's race from the rear of the field, we have the 15 car and the Dustless Blasting Toyota. Anyways, let's look at our Circle K race menu for this afternoon's race. It is overcast. Temperatures are in the low to mid 60s today. That's probably where they're going to stay for most of the afternoon. And with this track's old abrasive surface, tires are going to be very crucial. With how relatively chilly it's been for most of the weekend, today, we could see some speeds upwards of 205 miles an hour. In fact, Friday night, the pole winner, Zach Speed, set a new track record with how fast this old surface has become, especially with this tire compound that we brought here today. We could see some tires go by the wayside. Anyways, without further ado, let's run a scan off 43 and listen to the driver feeds of the championship 4 contenders. Starting off with Nate Sherman's pit crew. All right, boys. Business as usual. This is where we win big right here. Just remember what Jimmy told you this week, Nate, and you'll be fine. Go out there and get him. Yes, sir. Thanks, boss. Dylan Murway's radio. All right. Beautiful. All right. Like I said, hello to the fans that are trying to brave this cold weather today. Dylan, you're going to have a pretty good race. Just stay out of trouble. Make sure you land yourself in the right spot, and hopefully you could be hopefully we're in the right spot to win it. Just keep your nose clean and you'll be fine. Good luck out there, man. Yes, sir. Jonathan Morrison's race control from Richard Childers. All right, Jonathan. Can you win this one for Dale Earnhardt? You got us, and you actually got some members from Earnhardt's old crew riding with us today as a guest. All right. Can you win one for the 3 team? Yes, sir. Thanks, boss. Let's get it. And now Caleb Hoffman's pit crew. All right, boys. We've heard in this situation before. Just go out there, show them what we can do, and put this thing in victory lane and bring us home some more hardware. I plan to do it. I plan to do so. Look for this 19 Toyota up front today. Anyways, for the other 30 drivers in this field, it's just another race. And the last race of the year before Speed Week starts up in February. In February, everyone. Well, it's been a fun season and a very entertaining chase, actually. Now, without further ado, the four men that we just talked to, they got a lot of butterflies in their stomach. See the Chevy Silverado peeling off? Field is in the hands of the 20 of Zach Speed and playoff contender Nate Sherman. Sellout crowd this afternoon at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Not one empty seat in the stands as we kick off the final race of Season 4. Wow, Nate Sherman got a great jump on the outside. Seemed to really he was able to put a lot of power to the wheels there. And he's actually able to clear the 20 as they head down the backstretch. See the battle for third. Down into turn 3. See these speeds close to... They were close to 185 reported in the corners. As they make their way off turn 4. 5 bonus points to Nate Sherman for leading this lap. Dylan Murway is in second. Oh, looks like contact between him and the 42. This doesn't look too good. As we look at this situation right here, this was coming off turn 4. Oh, wow, big contact. And Jonathan Morrison, he had to just drive way wide in the corner to avoid really plowing into him. Just barely split him 3 wide. Ooh, that was dangerous move there. And there goes Derek Lewis around off of turn number 2. Could that be because of the flat, it looked like? Yep. Right front flat, right front flat, right front flat. Flat, 18 spun us. Caution is out, caution is out. If you're the guy in the 18, you're driving with your eyes closed right there because that could have been big. Let's go on board the 22. He sees this, like right smack in front of him. Hits the wall. Comes up. And at 42 at this point, he is damaged from hitting the wall. Gets into him here, spins around. Spun around right there. Anyways, quickie yellow. Update with these Championship 4 drivers. Nate Sherman, he's got a very fast car today. Currently on lap number 4. And if you're wondering, if you checked on the progress of the 4, He made a very ballsy move on the start, passing almost 9 cars in one turn. Like, just barely got ahead of a 24 right there, or 29 to 6. Right there. See the 48. Now let's listen to a Crank It Up presented by Crash Bash. Available now for the PlayStation 1. Ready? Ready? Bring it down, bring it down. All right, we're good? Good? Bring it down. Come on. Still there? Still there? Ready? Green, green, green. Back under green here at Atlanta. Dylan Murway, he made I don't know about this move right here he made on the 78. Got one around in front of traffic, and he saved it. He saved it, the 78 car. And this actually helped Dylan Murway take advantage because the 48 had to get way out of the gas there. Otherwise, he was going to run into the back, get hit from the back. Act right there. Now looks like there's some smoke possibly coming off the back of off the 3 car after that contact. Because the 78 bounced right back into the 3. We got a couple cars getting together. And the 5 just got turned around into the wall. Clear, 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 clear. And looks like the three car right there. A lot of right front damage as up the hill goes the 3 into the fence. Fence with the 2. Oh, this doesn't look good. Get down, 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 down. And now the caution comes out. We told you these tire issues, especially with the way those cars were bouncing off each other back there, it was just bound to happen. The 3 up the racetrack, this is huge, major implications for the 3 of Jonathan Morrison. Cutting that right front. We restarted on lap 6, by the way. When the 78 got turned, he actually bounced into the 3, cut the tire. And just both went up into the wall. I'm guessing just with how fast we talked about this in Countdown, with how fast these cars go into these corners. These tires don't really have a lot of pressure compared to when we ran here in the spring, even though The race was affected heavily by rain and ironically won by the 3 Jonathan Morrison. Now, Jonathan Morrison, who got on the radio and said he was just, and crew said he's mostly quiet. Marty. Jonathan Morrison brought the car down pit road. He's been mostly quiet on the radio, but Richard Childress obviously was not happy the way that restart went down, saying that Porsche would be penalized for making that move. NASCAR is currently looking into the replay of the last restart. Right there. Honestly, and with the 2 getting in the 78, turning him into the 3 car. He's been mostly quiet. His crew chief told him, just shake it off. We got this. Just need a few more cautions to fall our way. In fact, we might be getting a possible pit window for some of us, for us, so we can just take advantage of these cautions if they fall our way, and hopefully we'll be good. We'll be back here for the restart in a couple moments. In other words, let's go ahead and take a commercial break. You're watching the Bass Pro Shops 500 on NBC.
I'll take a Whopper. Do you desire your pyrotechnically prepared beef to be customized with the addition or subtraction of key ingredients? No onions, extra pickles. And do you wish to be transformed into a two-dimensional character with yellow skin? We have here what appears to be an alien invasion. And the line between civilization and anarchy is eroding as you punks! Wow. Lunchtime. Yeah, I gotta get out of here. Extra pickle, extra ketchup, extra mustard. How about extra get lost? What? What's going on? Aliens have all the fun. Your Highness, your mission is complete.
The world is going Simpsons, and BK is in on it.
Crash is back. This time he brought a few friends to the party. Cartoon Network is giving you the chance to get in on the bash. We're giving away 15 PS1s and 300 copies of Crash Bash. Crash Bandicoot's new multiplayer arena-based battle game. Crash and his friends are ready to ride, race, jump, and battle it out to the finish. There you have it. Get in on the bash. Watch Cartoon Network Friday from 4 to 7 with a toll-free number. You get through, you win.
NBC's NASCAR welcomes you back to Atlanta Motor Speedway, and coverage of this race is brought to you by The Simpsons movie. Out now for DVD and Blu-ray this holiday season. Can't really think of anything else at the moment. Right. And by Crash Bash Carnival. Watch Cartoon Network Friday night from 4 to 7 p.m. for the toll-free number that'll pop up on the bottom of your screen. Once you get the number, call in and you can win a PS1 and a copy of the new Crash Bandicoot adventure, Crash Bash. Call now. Sweepstakes ends December 31st. Getting set for the restart with the sun coming out today for the first time since about Friday morning when the track first opened. We could see some guys starting to move up a lot more on the track compared to these guys previously running either the bottom or the top. Not a lot of people are changing lanes than I expected them to. Anyways, without further ado, let's have yet another restart. Restarting with 9 laps to go. Sorry, 8 laps to go. We're on lap 10. Ready? Come on, green. Dead even start by the 4 and the 48 that time. As they head off into turn 1. Looks like the 4 gets a better run on Nate Sherman, but here comes the 20 of Zach Speed. He could try to make it 3 wide. He's going to go high and then cross all the way down low. 3 wide for the lead going into turn 3. Oh, contact Zach Speed, and looks like the 20 really that was almost big right there. Between the 20 and the 48 car, looks like it's dead even at the line, but the 14 leads the lap. And a few moments ago, Jacob Tube had this to say about the 43 and the way he raced him off turn 4 on that restart. Tell that 43 if he does that again, I'm going to dump him because what he did to the 78 is stupid. Stupid. I know, bud. Just get around him. He's a roll and roll block. Just get around him, get away from him, and go. Just get around him and clear him. All right? You're doing good. You're doing good, bud. Just keep the car on the bottom. Keep it clean. Keep your nose clean. You're doing good. How about Caleb Hoffman trying to get up there and maybe mix things up with the 48 and the 4? All the championship 4 contenders within a spot. And Jonathan Morrison, he's another one who's been on a mission. He can catch a few quick cautions. In fact, he was the last caution a little while ago. If he can catch maybe a few lucky breaks, he could very well be back up front and possibly win this thing. As here, we got a wreck behind. Looks like round goes the 5. Hunter Miller on the backstretch. Looks supposedly right off the front bumper of the 43. Yep, got us. Get down. Watch it. Watch the wreck. Watch it. Get down. Oh, big contact. 10 of Blake Dillon. Massive contact. Caution is out. We knew what the 4 was going to do was definitely an interesting move on that part, his part. Just when the 5 came back, just got absolutely destroyed by the 10 car. You see Blake Dillon come to rest just past where the safer barrier ends on the backstretch. They remember they installed a bunch of safer barriers at tracks after Kyle Busch's incident back in 2015 in the Xfinity Series. Especially at places like this where you're going so fast. That was a vicious hit by the 5. Hunter Miller is winning it, is down, and we're going to get a red flag on the race. First one of the afternoon. Looks like seeing our first red of the day. majority of these races this year have had red flags, believe it or not. Have had some sort of red stoppage to the race. It's seriously, when you really think about it, that was a lot of damage. When it is down. With this restart, if a restart could ensue, what do you think is going to happen? Since it was 8 to go, they were about to get 7 to go, actually, if once the 20 got by the 48. Unfortunately, it looked to me like just wasn't there. There is we went from a caution to a red as we look to the situation on the backstretch. See the wrecker out. More interesting new changes happen for just a thing to note that there are some interesting new changes towards the schedule next year. Several of basically from Talladega to Atlanta next year. All the races are going to have same day qualifying, which means there's going to be qualifying early in the morning, and once we get to the then race later in the afternoon at 3 p.m. or later. Another thing, too, is Richmond actually gets a second spot next year due to some races being shuffled. Atlanta moves to being the official spot at championship weekend. North Carolina's typical late July or early August race moves to the 4th race of the year, starting next season. Tough break for those two cars. And Joseph Lombard actually had the radio a few months ago and actually asked 21 to check if he has any nose damage. And right here, Joseph Lombard has been having a good run. In fact, he was almost in the top 10 last Saturday at Brighton. How about, I think some things to note is, could we possibly see a fuel run to the finish? This being our third caution and all that, we could see a fuel run possibly play into how this race plays out. If you look at the championship 4, Nate Sherman got on the radio, told crew chief Chad Knaus about his fuel situation. Nate Sherman
Chad Knaus told Nate, just go. Dylan Murway, however, if he needs one more caution to take advantage of this fuel situation, but if one more caution, he could still be good. But if we get 2 more and go to overtime, which there's a fairly good possibility that might happen, we could see some sparks flying over here. Caution flag has come back out.
And I think so too. Tickets to the race. Remember, Speed Week starts February 8th. With it's about by Shia, first time ever that the race is going to be held under the lights. We could we're going to see some sparks fly as we figure out 24 of NASCAR's best taking on the under the lights. Several drivers are actually confirmed to have appearances in the shootout. In fact, the last chance qualifier will be later in the afternoon, right before the shootout, or actually before the ARCA race, which can be seen on our colleagues at Speed are going to cover the ARCA Series race then.
Well, LCQ will be used to determine who gets into the shootout later tonight, or as I call it, the big dance at prom, and who gets left alone. We're going to restart with 6 laps of racing left. Nate Sherman is going to take the inside line for this restart, which means Zach Speed is going to be put on the outside.
And I bet the reason Zach Speed wants to do this because I think Caleb Hunt, what the 20 wants is for the 19 to push him, and then maybe for the 19 to probably try to find a space on the bottom. And that just might have been the way the restart shook out. 6 laps left in the season. How do things shake out?
Ready. All right, come on.
Green flag back in the air on the restart. Looks like
Dylan Murway tries to go 3 wide on Nate Sherman. He throws the block. Nate Sherman gets a little squirrely up the racetrack. Looks like the 20 gets pushed up the track as well.
here comes the 1 of Grayson Alcevedo right to the point, bringing the 19 with him. Side by side for the lead,
as we got a lot of cars beating and banging further back.
Look at Joseph Lombard trying to get up inside this top 10. 3 wide coming through the tri-oval. 5 to go. Dylan Murway has to hold on for just 5 more laps. Then he can be crowned the NASCAR IHOP Cup Series champion. Caleb Hoffman has finally cleared the 1. Now he sets his sights on the 4. Oh, now we got a crash. Big wreck. 43 and 24 bounce into the wall right there. As the 18 spins down the track, big contact into the inside wall. Caution flag comes out. Now, if you're Dylan Murway, you do not need another caution. If we get close, we could get close on fuel.
see, look up to the pit box right here.
Rodney Childers frustrated with this restart. Now he's going to be put in a sandwich with 2 chase contenders. And you go right here, just looked like the 21 just got him loose. And then both the cars get together, pile into the wall, and in turn, take out the 18. And the 18 makes a big hit to the inside wall. Meanwhile, Jacob Tube and Joseph Lombard, depressing for Joseph Lombard. He had such a good run going. Just unfortunate things had to go the way they did. Now, this is where things get interesting. This is considered the money stop of the season. This pit stop could mean the difference between winning the championship and not walking home with a cup. Let's go ahead and scan all the crew chief's responses. Let's start with Nate Sherman. All right, boys, four and fuel. It's what we need to hear at the finish. Four and fuel. 4 and fuel, boys. Four and fuel, boys. All right, 4 and fuel. All right. Now they're off, and a little too close to call there between 48-4 and the 19. Looks like 19 just beat him out. He's got to be on the bottom. Final 3 are grouped together. And how about the 3 of Jonathan Morrison? After hitting the wall and cutting the tire and getting all that damage, sure, his aerodynamics are kind of messed up, but he's back in the top 10. As in, could we see something out of him on this restart? We could see some sparks flying. Caleb Hoffman, Nate Sherman, Dylan Murway. The front 3 spots. How do you think this will go on this restart?
Ready? All right, bring him down. Down. Good. Go. Mostly a team start between 19 to 48.
Dead even going into turn 1. As I don't think.
Looks like everybody's clean.
3 to go. Dylan Murway is going to try something here. Off of 2. Caleb Hoffman clears them, but here comes the 4. All the way downstairs on the apron on the back stretch. All the way down the flat. Everywhere is fair game. It's not like Talladega. If this was Talladega, that 4 would be penalized for advancing his position. Caleb Hoffman back several spots. What a move by that 4 car. Off of through turns 3 and 4. Dylan Murway clear of Nate Sherman and Caleb Hoffman. 2 more laps. Come on, baby. 2. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. Ain't going to get to you. 2 more laps in the season for Dylan Murway through turns 1 and 2. If he can get a caution, this would be an interesting finish. 3 wide for third. Nate Sherman try anything? If he gets to the 4, he could try something. Off the turn 4. White flag, last lap of the season for the 4 of Dylan Murway. All right. Dylan Murway has been in the Final 4 at this race ever since the series inception back in Season 1. Every time with this, either Jack Roush for 1 year or racing the 4 for Stuart Haas, he has finished second every year. This year, he said it would be different. And he has backed his word. 24 of Jacob Tube out of the way. Through turn 3 and 4. The bridesmaid. Finally the bride in Atlanta. Dylan Murway is the Season 4 champion of the NASCAR App Cup Series. We did it, guys. You are the Season 14 App Cup Series champ. And he also wins the race. Yeah! Awesome job, boys. We finally got one of these things. Yeah! Awesome job, buddy. Awesome job. Go burn that thing down on the front stretch. There's Caleb Hoffman coming up to congratulate him. Wow. Dylan Murway. Always. He's been a bridesmaid in this championship since this series was incepted. Was made back in the heydays of this channel. He has been in the championship 4 every year. Unfortunately, he's finished second pretty much every year. Now, Dylan Murway can finally say he was a champion. Also, a thing we forgot to note, the 78 did blow a motor on the backstretch, and the 88 ran out of fuel. So there's some things we forgot to see there. And the 24 was losing power supposedly in the motor as well. So we'll get to the results in a few moments. Look at that. Dylan Murway doing a John Force down the front stretch. This was the... Hey, buddy, you forgot something. It's your championship flag, man. Come on down and get it. See the team coming out with the flag. Look at that smile. Dylan Murray up in the going to be climbing the stands. He's sure he didn't really go out and set the world on fire like most of us expected him to in the chase, but he was consistent all year. Even though his last win was back at Pocono earlier back in July. Consistent finishes can get you the championship. They can get you the championship every time. Consistent finishes over wins. Oh, meanwhile, Nate Sherman is on pit road with a disappointing second-place finish with Marty Snyder. Nate, you had a great car. He started outside pole. Can you just tell us what happened on the restart and why you couldn't get him? Our car just got tight. I mean, the way Ford did, first off, congratulations to Nate Sherman or Dylan Murray for winning the championship. Here. I was trying to watch the 19, see what he do. He came up, then the Ford just got this huge run out of nowhere. The 19 threw a block, and I'm thinking, what is he doing? He came down the track, almost on the flat, and then got up, and we had to get out of the gas, but at the same time, I was trying not to run in the back of the 19 to cause a wreck. Unfortunately, it cost us a championship, so hate it for our guys, but we come back stronger next year. Who knows? Will we come back as the Storm? Definitely a gut punch of a finish for Nate Sherman. Bill Weber is standing by with Jonathan Morrison. So, Jonathan, second visit back to the Championship 4, and unfortunately things didn't go out your way again. Can you take us through where you fought back to a good top 10 finish? Honestly, I felt like when we cut the tire and got into the wall with a 2, that actually probably helped us a little bit. Just fixed our aerodynamics, got our car going. And on the restart, we just passed a lot of people, especially with the way the cautions fell. Well, what we do now is just wait till Speed Weeks returns February with the Budweiser Shootout. First time it's going to be held under the lights on TNT. Coverage beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with the Discover Car Countdown to Green. And then later that week, then tomorrow, that Sunday is Coors Pole Qualifying presented by Pizza Hut. Coverage beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern on NBC. And then Thursday on TNT, we'll see the duels play out. 1 p.m. Eastern for Duel 1, 3 p.m. for Duel 2. And then the granddaddy of it all, the Daytona 500. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on February 16th, where 34 men get to begin the goal of the new season and fight for Harley J. Earl and a spot in the playoffs. Well, an end to a good season. It's been fun to watch. Unfortunately, we got to put it in park for a few months and then come back in February. It's been some good. We've had some good races. Emotions did get hot. Good season. Great finish. Scary wrecks. Unfortunately, we got to put the season to rest. So long from Atlanta, and congratulations to the entire Stewart-Haas 4 team, led by Dylan Murway and crew chief Rodney Childers, and the entire Stewart-Haas organization, led by Gene Haas and the boss man, Tony Stewart himself. So long from Atlanta.